Alright. Hello, people. I'm just recording this because I think this is a fucking epic game and more people should play it. This is Project Zomboid, as you can see behind this occupation and traits screen. This is like the character creation. So first you choose an occupation. I chose burglar, which makes me light-footed, nimble, better at sneaking, and also allows me to hotwire vehicles without any prior training. Normally you would need quite a few hours, quite a few in-game hours, more than a few, more like dozens of in-game hours practicing wiring, like electrician stuff, along with like mechanic stuff, right, with cars. But I can just do it immediately off the bat, which is really good because if I find a car that has gas, then I don't need to find the key. Sometimes there's no key, sometimes it's on a random zombie nearby, and maybe that zombie walked away for some apparent reason, and so you'll never get the key, right? But if you can hotwire the car, you don't need the key. So it's really nice. Also, burglar gets nimble. Nimble is really important because it affects how quickly you can walk while holding up your weapon. And so if you're fighting a bunch of zombies, you're going to be holding up your weapon the whole time. And if you can outrun zombies while walking backwards while holding up your weapon, it's a lot easier to fight them because you don't have to put down your weapon to sprint away and then keep fighting them, sort of thing. You'll understand more when you see it in action. I have some mods. All this specialist combat engineer BS is, I can't use it because it's overpowered. It's for a different map, and I'm not doing that map. I'm just doing normal apocalypse, except it's the normal apocalypse settings, which is basically pretty unforgiving. You don't really want to fight zombies that much. It's harder to survive. But I changed two things. I made it so that zombies don't respawn as quickly. They respawn very slowly. Also, if a zombie attacks me, the only way that I can get infected, if you get infected in this game, your run is over. You'll die and there's nothing you can do against it. There's no cure or anything. Yeah, and if a zombie attacks you, you can get infected by a scratch. Small chance you get infected by a scratch. Large chance you get infected by a laceration, and 100% chance you get infected by a bite. You can only get bitten if you get attacked wow. You can only get bitten if you get attacked from behind by a zombie, right? Like, if you get surprised or something like that, or you get swarmed, then you'll get bitten. And if you get bitten, it's a 100% chance of death. Nothing you can do about it. Otherwise, it's like a small, medium chance from a scratch or a laceration. But I made it so that you can only get infected if you get bit. I like that version more, but it's all about whatever you prefer. I prefer that version, so that's what I'm going with. Alright. So I'm a burglar. I'm also I chose these traits. The way this works is once you choose an occupation, you get some points minus off of your total. And your total needs to be either positive or neutral before you can start the game. If it's negative, you can't start the game. And when you choose a trait, it goes into the negative. So when I chose burglar, it went into -6. And to go back to neutral or positive, you have to choose negative traits. So, for example, a negative trait is Sunday driver, +1, right? So +1 to your total to reach neutral or positive. New Sunday driver, very slow driver, -40% acceleration, 30% reverse acceleration, and you can only hit a max speed of 30 miles per hour. I didn't want to choose this one because it's hella boring. If you're trying to drive somewhere, going on a road trip or something, or trying to escape a horde, it's going to take you 1 billion years to get there. And I actually have, as you can see here, I have 1 point to spend. I'm going to spend it on Speed Demon. Speed Demon is the opposite of... Oh, you can't see it anymore, because if you choose Speed Demon, then you can't choose Sunday Driver, but it's the opposite of Sunday Driver. Just makes me really, really fast, and kind of extra good at driving, too. So yeah, that's about it. I chose short-sighted, so I need glasses. Weak stomach, so if I eat spoiled food, I'll get sick really easily. Prone to illness, so it gives you a faster rate of zombification, meaning if I get infected, so if I get bit, I'll turn to a zombie faster. I don't care about that, because if I get bit, the run's already over. I don't care if I die quickly or slowly, right? And then the other part of this is that I'm more prone to disease, which only really matters once it's really, really cold, once you hit winter, which is in a super long time, because it takes a long, long time to get through the months in this game. Each day, in terms of 24 hours, is an hour of real time if you don't fast forward at all. I will be fast forwarding some parts, right? Because, like, for example, if you're reading a book to increase your rate of gaining skill, like if you're reading a book about carpentry, then you can fast forward that time, right? I'm not going to be doing that. I mean, I am going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing that, so not every day will be a real life 1 hour, obviously, but some can be. And so what I mean by all that is that it takes a long time to get to winter, so I'm okay with being prone to illness. You only really get ill in this game when it's really cold, and then you get a cold and you get a fever, and you can die from it, so it is kind of dangerous, but I'm okay with taking the risk because it's kind of free points for me to spend on positive traits, and it won't really affect me until it's winter, and by then I should have a nice base set up and I should be relatively safe. And then I went with conspicuous, so double chance to get spotted by zombies. I'm fine with that. I don't really care. I'm fine with fighting zombies. It is what it is. Slow healer, so if you get injured, you recover from them slower. I don't really care about that because if I get injured, I won't be doing anything that dangerous, so it should be fine. And then thin-skinned, increased chance of being injured by zombies and getting scratched by like trees and stuff if you're walking through trees. Trees thing doesn't matter because if you're wearing clothes, you'll be fine. The zombie thing is kind of annoying, but I don't really care because if a zombie attacks me and I get, like, from the front, I should be able to just run away and heal. And from the back is already a 100% chance that you're going to get bitten, so I don't care. Right? And so let's speed this up a little bit, sorry. So after all that, I had a few extra points, right, that I could spend, so I spent it on this prepared : weapons, which means I start the game with some weapons. They're low-level weapons, but, I like to start with weapons anyways. Then I went with Speed Demon, as you saw before. Flexible, which gives me +1 Nimble. If you remember, I said Nimble's really important, so I went with Flexible. It's only -3, so it's good value. Vagabond, I have a mod that gives you a scavenging skill tree. I mean, it's not a skill tree, but you can increase your skill in scavenging, which means you can basically make like scrap armor, scrap weapons, stuff like that. Really fun, cool mechanic. So I got Vagabond, which gives you +1 scavenging, and you're more likely to find stuff on the streets, basically, like you're a vagabond. I went with Brave because in this game, when you're fighting zombies, you can get panicked if you're like a relatively new survivor. Really later in the game, if you kill enough zombies, the panic, you won't get as panicked, or you won't get panicked at all. Or if you pick Veteran here, as you can see, it says desensitized, aiming, reloading, and desensitized, meaning you can never get panicked. And if you get panicked, it just makes you worse at fighting, pretty much. So I don't want to be panicked when I'm fighting zombies. Then I went with Scrap Warrior. As you can see, there's a bit of a scrap scavenging trend. Gives me +1 metalworking, which is nice, and then also I don't need to find a book on how to make basic scrap weapons. The way that making things or repairing things, or even understanding how to use things works in this game is most of the time you have to find a magazine or a book about the thing and read it. And so, for example, generator knowledge, as you can see here, you know how to operate a generator. You'd think that wouldn't be that important, but generators are, first of all, important, right? Because once the electricity goes out, you need a way to make your own electricity and power your own stuff, like an oven or lights. And you think you'd just be able to have a generator and work it, but no, you actually need to find the magazine, read the magazine, and then you'll know how to use a generator. So obviously, the way to get around this is to have generator knowledge or to be a repairman. Oh, sorry, not repairman, it's something else. Engineer. Yeah. Maybe it's not engineer. What? Metalworker, mechanic. It's one of these. Yeah, so I chose Scrap Warrior because I think the scrap thing's pretty cool. It's my first time doing with it. My first time using this mod, so I want to check it out. And then I also went with Gymnast, as you can see. Nimble again. because nimble is really important. Light-footed doesn't really matter. It just makes you quieter, which is like kind of good. You know, it's nice to not alert zombies, you know, through walls or windows and stuff. I do not have any of the kind of uber strong traits. Like, for example, okay, it's gonna take a million years to scroll down here because there's so many extra um, traits. Wow, it's like impossible to find these. Holy shit. I'm looking for the normal ones, but yeah, a lot of these are extra ones that I'm not used to. But yeah, strong, athletic, those ones give you insane fitness levels. And then also another one, like fast learner, increases your XP gains by 30% for everything. Pretty cool. But I'm just trying to go with a general guy, maybe kind of a homeless guy vibe, to be honest. Yeah, that's about it. Now I gotta create my character. Look at this weirdo. I guess I'll do that in a second. Alright, so here he is. I don't know, it actually just changed my name back for some reason. But I wanted to name him Homie. Mick Homeless Man. We got homie Mick Homeless Man over here. He doesn't look very homeless, actually. He looks kind of fucking dapper. Look at this absolute unit of a human being. He got the green shoes. He got a green vibe going on. I didn't even choose that. I made the hat green, and then the game just randomly chose green Hawaiian shirt and green sneakers, but he's kind of going crazy out here. Yeah. So let's all say good luck to our friend here. Save his visual look. Holy shit, I yapped for like 13 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ.